Hello, the internet. It is Saturday, the 14th of December, 2024, and welcome back to the channel. Now, we're going to look into this story today about this influencer. I'm hearing the word mumfluencer. That's a new word, mumfluencer. Have you ever heard that term? Mumfluencer. Either way, a Instagram influencer, or a YouTuber, in fact, who has been using her baby allegedly for sympathy votes to the tune of around 30,000 Australian dollars. She's up on the Sunshine Coast. But she's been saying her baby's had a brain tumor. And if I understand correctly, she went and had surgery, but the kid actually never had anything wrong with them. Now, this is old news. We're a little ways behind here. Charla Rose did alert me to this a little while ago, and we had things to do. So we're behind here. We're going to catch up today. We're going to learn about it. We're going to study it. We're going to research it. We're going to dig in. We're going to try to get ourselves up to speed with where this is all at. So if as I'm going here, if other information has come to light and things have changed, then you just let me know in the chat. With that in mind, this is a YouTube stream. So if you're chatting outside of YouTube, I'm not going to see it. I'm only looking at the YouTube chat here today. So please come on over to the tubes of you and hang out with us, as Doug just did. Melbourne Doug, how you doing? Hey, hi Gibbs. How you going, Doug? Good to see you, man. So let's move straight into it. We have a story from a woman. This is the key. This is the first warning sign. She has two first names, Allanah Harris. I don't know. It's a bit silly, but she does have two first names. This story is from the UK version of The Sun. Starts off here, the mysterious case of the mumfluencer accused of faking her baby's brain tumours to rake in cash, sympathy and likes. Over £13,000, which is about 30,000 or just shy of 30,000 Australian bucks, was raised to cover little Daisy's hospital bills, including 2 brain surgeries. So the first thing that I'll say, if I'm reading this, so she has pretended that her kid had brain tumors and she went ahead and got surgery. Isn't there, like, if you're going to pull this apart from the get-go, isn't there something to be said about the doctors? And like, no surgeon would go ahead and do surgery on a perfectly healthy child. If I'm understanding the story correctly, from what I've glanced at, the kid didn't have any brain tumors, but they still had surgery. There's a photo of the kid with massive scarring across their whole scalp. So something was wrong. You're not going to get a doctor to do surgery on someone who doesn't need it. So I'm already smelling, I'm already being a little wary of the story. Now, I'm not saying I'm in either side of the camp here. I'm just sort of saying what's happening. If you've come at this like I have late and you're just seeing an overall glance of it, that's what I see straight off the bat. It was now alleged that Tot was perfectly healthy. No period there, no full stop. This is written by Josie O'Brien. She's a senior fabulous digital writer. Hallelujah. So this is the woman in question. 2 brain operations. Little baby looks pleasant there. Under investigation. Here's a quote. "My baby's head is covered in tumours," is the harrowing admission Allanah Harris made to 1.1 million TikTok followers that sparked an outpouring of support. The mum and influencer, 33, was sharing an update about her 1-year-old daughter's battle with painful brain tumours and epilepsy. 1-year-old? She looks older than 1. You reckon that's a 1-year-old baby? Okay, maybe it is. Her fans flooded the post with compassionate comments. Okay. Only now, 2 months later, the mum of 4 is embroiled in astonishing controversy amid people accusing her of drugging little Daisy in a bid to induce tumor-like symptoms, a ploy to garner sympathy, attention, and likes. Holy shit, that's heavy. Ouch. It has also been claimed that the mum might have needlessly put her daughter through 2 brain surgeries and countless hospital stints as part of the sick ploy. Okay. Allanah has hit back at the claims, and earlier this week in an interview with 9 News, says it's unfair and it's getting addressed at the moment with the proper counsel. I can't speak too much. An investigation is currently underway. She had a GoFundMe. I tried finding it. It's been pulled. She also was represented. She's on a I found a Facebook page. It's weird. She's got a Facebook page with only 2,500 or 2,800 followers. That seems a bit low. Seems a bit low. I mean, I'm not logged in here. It's going to ask me to log in, but what's this image?
Out the back. Very random spot to be sitting and playing the guitar, but I love it. Chase has got Ellie in the little baby pram. Go, Chasey, go! There are 8 of us in the house tonight, and it is so loud.
I'm probably just gonna pack my stuff and go camping.
He's definitely not, but Peyton's about to come over.
Oh my God, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. But she was on this, she was represented by these guys, this marketing agency, Hume. But I tried finding her and she's been dropped by the look of it. Well, she's no longer in their listed repertoire of influencers. I searched all the way through. I couldn't find it. So she's been dropped from her marketing or talent agency. But yeah, she has a YouTube channel. I'm just seeing here that are these recent? What are the dates on this? This shorts.
Do you get foster around by your 2-year-old? Because me too.
This morning he had packed his bag and he told us that he was going to his nanny's house. So what do? We dropped them off for a little sleepover.
Honestly, it's possible none of these videos and the Facebook video that they're not related to the saga.
He's got no toast.
It's possible she's pulled all that stuff down.
Do you get foster around by your 2-year-old?
Shush. It's possible she's pulled all that stuff down. Do we find a 13th of March, right? So her most current TikTok is quite a ways ago. 13th. So she's pulled down all the stuff that's been causing the drama by the look of it. So let's take a look. Let's continue reading here. So the fundraiser was taken down. Yo, David, how you doing, man? How you doing, David? Daisy was once a bright and bubbly girl that has recently taken an unfortunate turn, has now put herself in what appears to be a comatose state for 100 hours. Now look, if your baby at 1 year of age was in a comatose state for over 100 hours, you'd probably be at the hospital, right? Unfortunately, there aren't any medications or stimulants that are safe for Daisy to help her awake. Daisy has encountered countless needles and blood tests while asleep and doesn't so much as bat an eyelid. So she is at the hospital. The doctors are still bending over backwards trying to understand why Daisy decides to completely shut down with no response and put herself in a comatose state. In July this year, another fundraiser was started by a family friend. They claimed the baby, was already suffering the most traumatic medical conditions yet. Okay. So 2 fundraisers? That raised 340,000 Australian dollars. Holy moly. A third fundraiser was organised, and that raised about 3,000 Aussies dollars. Startling rumours soon began to swirl online about Allanah fabricating the story surrounding Daisy's health when the family went silent on social media in October. It is alleged that the mum of 4 even managed to dupe doctors into performing 2 unnecessary brain surgery. Well, she's a genius at that point, right? If she can fool social media, that's one thing. But if she can fool surgeons, there's going to be more to this. So what? These surgeons operated on a perfectly healthy 1-year-old? There's going to be way more to this story than just what goes down with this Allanah chick. Holy moly. Alannah's 3 other young children have been removed from her care while an investigation is underway. Yeah, fair enough. Meanwhile, claims that Daisy had never been any seriously unwell, substantiated by documents as seen by the Tribune. Well, I didn't see that. The Tribune. Ooh. You're in big trouble, girl. The popular Harris family on TikTok has recently become seriously ill. Munchinsons. During Munchinsons. What is Munchausen's? Can I open that up? What is that? Look up. I want to look that up. I thought you just... Oh, you hold and look. Munchausen's the hero of a book or a fantastic traveler's tale, written in English by German Rudolf Erich Raspe. Okay. Okay, I don't understand. The controversy began... Okay. An anonymous social media user shared information online after spotting inconsistencies in Allanah's post. Nurses monitoring her social media claimed she was sharing false information for attention. So the nurses were in on this. They were watching her. Okay. These concerns led to further investigations, which eventually revealed that Daisy's symptoms were caused by elevated benzodiazepine levels in her system. Benzodiazepine. Benzodiazepine. It's an organic compound used as a tranquilizer, such as Librium, and Valium. Holy shit. So she pumped her kid full of that? According to the same report, the anonymous source alleged via a screenshot that either Brock, I guess that's her husband, or Allanah had drugged their daughter. What a depraved woman. The source wrote on TikTok, got some Harris family goss for you. The mum/dad or mum and dad have drugged Daisy the whole time. Some of the nurses started following her Insta page, TikTok. Whoa, shit. Hardcore. Internet sleuths were quick to pounce on the speculation. The husband has since distanced himself from the wife. Uh-oh. Well, that confirms it, right? I mean, if the husband split, shit. He said on a statement on his Snapchat, the children have been taken into custody under speculation I potentially had something to do with this. Everything I've ever known and ever loved, I had no idea what Allanah was doing. Allanah, you win. Holy shit. So this is almost confirmed, allegedly. Allegedly almost confirmed. So the timeline looks like this. In April 2023, last year, Daisy Harris is born to parents Allanah and Brock. In October, Daisy begins experiencing seizures and periods of unresponsiveness. In June next year, or this year, docs say Daisy's brain is covered in tumours, according to a video posted by Allanah. July, Daisy experiences a 7-minute seizure that left her unresponsive. August this year, Allanah asks for prayers on Instagram, claiming Daisy has gone into cardiac arrest. Damn, dude. Yo, Amrex, how you doing? How you doing, Amrex? In September, Allanah shares with Instagram that Daisy has now undergone 2 brain surgeries in the space of a week. Shit. Later in September, Daisy is moved into palliative care. Palliative care, a medicine or form of care without dealing with the cause of the condition. So palliative care, they don't go for the cause, they just go for treatment. Yo, Dalesky, how you doing, man? Have you guys heard this story? I mean, this is news to me, but Charla alerted me to this. Charla's great with keeping on to keeping tabs with current, goss drama. So in October, Allanah goes silent on social media, particularly on the Harris family accounts, which now have collectively over 1 million followers. In November, rumors erupt on social media alleging that Allanah had been drugging Daisy with benzos to elicit tumor-like symptoms. Brock openly distances himself from his wife in a Snapchat post, claiming he had no idea. So the day after, local news reports claim that the Child Protection Services in Queensland are investigating a high-profile family. In November 20, the GoFundMe is pulled. Shit. Wow. This is... So what do the doctors have to say about this? Allanah is said to have deliberately given her daughter the drug, which can cause vomiting and weight loss as well as seizures. Now, could she have possibly given this drug to the kid because of the symptoms, or do you think that she did this to make the symptoms look worse? Because if she's giving the daughter a drug, usually it's got to be prescribed, right? How did she get her hands on this shit? So Allanah claims that Tot was diagnosed with epilepsy, infantile spasms, and tuberous sclerosis That's a lot of shit to deal with a 1-year-old. A rare genetic disease that causes non-cancerous tumors to grow in the brain and other organs. Wow. So I'm just trying to like take it all in here. She would have been prescribed some medicine for this stuff, right? I mean, she didn't just go out and get these benzos and decide off her own accord to give the kid that, right? According to new allegations, Allanah used benzos, a depressant drug used to treat conditions like anxiety. Okay, so if this benzo is used to treat anxiety, insomnia, and seizures, well, she did have seizures. She did have seizures. Interesting. So she had the seizures. She had the benzos. It was earlier this year Allanah started sharing her daughter's plight with her followers on a platform, TikTok. The mum of 4 talked about feeling let down by doctors and shared heart-wrenching posts about her fears surrounding Daisy's health. In August, Allanah said Daisy had been rushed to the hospital after losing consciousness. I mean, that is a heart-wrenching photo of a 1-year-old. What's on her head there? That looks like she's had a head injury. What's all this? What's all this tape up on her head? You know, they got this tape on the back of a skull here, like they've got here. They're holding in the oxygen. What are they holding in on the back of her head here? There's tape there. What's all that for? That looks like she's had a head injury. But it's that there is a heart-wrenching photo, but then add the hand in it as well. I'm looking at the chat. Sorry, Dale. I see you had a blast with chat with Charla in the chat. I'm glancing at the chat just in case there's more information that I don't know about coming through. Allanah divulged specific details of the tumors, which were supposedly pressing. So they cut open her head. Okay, so that's to remove the tumors. So she had some gnarly surgery, right? She had tumors on a skull, and they cut it open and took them out. That's what that's from. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So there's no denying that this kid is in the wars, right? There's no denying that. Allanah divulged specific details of tumors which were supposedly pressing against Daisy's brain, revealed how she was feeling heartbroken because the youngster had to endure 2 exploratory brain surgeries in just 1 week. On Facebook, she said in September, "It breaks my heart to even write this, but Daisy's condition has worsened and will require the second surgery." Man. 2 brain surgeries under a week, not something I've ever thought to deal with as a parent. So everything sort of seems legit at this point. Alongside Daisy's health updates, Allanah painted a picture of a happy family life with her husband Brock. I wonder how that timeline matches, because in September, when did Brock split? He said, I think he split in November, right? When did Brock split? Brock? November. September, that's after September. So in 18th of November, Brock splits, but in September, she said everything's hunky-dory. Okay. After sharing news of Daisy's second brain surgery and still no improvement in her health, Allanah said she was setting up palliative care at home for the toddler. And then suddenly the whole family goes quiet. That's interesting. So what happened? Here are the chilling clues. It's understood that nurses raised the alarm after seeing Allanah's videos on social media and believing there could be fabrications. So Allanah was reporting what the nurses were saying, but she was like extending the truth and elaborating it, making it look gnarlier. Local news outlets waded into the speculation and claimed the hospital made a referral to the police. Holy shit, with the suggestion that Daisy was being drugged. So this is the first we're hearing. So it was the nurses that alerted the cops. Wow. So then a toxology report was done, though it isn't known whether this was before or after the rumors. So what was in the report? The family's silence is what continues to fuel intrigue. So what was in the report? I remember seeing Alannah's videos and thinking she looks really happy opening parcels while her baby is sick. Other internet sleuths believe the mum of 4 was uncharacteristically chipper. Happy, that means, for those outside the UK. Chipper. On social media, and stated that they would have been unable to post. Yeah, it's one thing to have your 1-year-old going through like brain surgery, but that's something that you'd probably post after it happened, right? This is what happened and now she's good. Wow. Another theory circulating online is that Allanah may have had a type of Munchausen syndrome, a psychological condition where a sufferer pretends to be ill or deliberately produces symptoms of the illness herself. But it's not her, it's the kid. The kid doesn't know about Munchausen's syndrome as a 1-year-old, and the kid obviously is ill. How pathetic are people to need some random person to decide, yeah, Dale, yeah. Mysterious motives? Well, not really. Cash, money. In the case of Munchausen's by proxy, a parent or a carer exaggerates or deliberately causes symptoms of illness in a child. That's a rare form of abuse. Well, it's not really that rare, is it? It's more and more commonplace, especially on social media. According to NHS guidelines, the parent or carer tries to convince doctors that the child is ill or that their condition is worse than it really is. But you can't... It's up to the doctor to make that ultimate decision. Fuck, you can't just go on what the parent says. The parent or carer does not necessarily intend or to deceive the doctors, but their behavior is likely to harm the child. The child may have unnecessary treatments or tests, be made to believe they're ill, or have their education disrupted. Wow, one of the most famous cases of this is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a woman who was subjected to years of abuse by her mother, Dee Dee, who fabricated her daughter's illness. Interesting. So we don't want to read about someone else. What shit, man? Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, if I've got this timeline relatively correct thus far, the kid's born last year. There's issues, there's complications. She's the fourth kid that they've had, so they've parented before. This is Allanah and Brock. They've done the parenting thing. They're influencers. They use their family life for their following, right? Which inherently there's nothing really wrong with that if it's done right. There's nothing wrong with a family vlogger per se, but if you start going down this avenue of my daughter's feeling sick, and then you extend it and make it so that people get sympathy for you and start donating, then you're going down this weird avenue, which it looks like this kid there's something wrong with this kid. She has seizures. She has these tumors on her brain, non-cancerous tumors, but these tumors that the parents have been prescribed these drugs for. Now, is it possible that the parent just put in too many drugs, right? It's possible that there's 3 other kids running around that house and one kid's screaming and crying and yelling, oh, we got the drugs for her, so give her the drugs. And then she takes more than she needs. She forces the kid to have more and more and more. The kid becomes unresponsive. That would explain the 100-hour comatose state. If you if you pump this kid full of these drugs well past the regulated dosage, then the kid's potentially going to die. Have I got that right? Is that where we're at with this? I'll do anything for money concept is repulsive. It's a severe form of mental illness. Well, look, there are other YouTubers that have already dug into this. Like I said, we're late to this game here. This is already a story that's been breaking for quite a while. So there are plenty of YouTube. I found the news report. I want to watch the news report on this. Yo, MD, how you doing? How you doing, MD Wit? Hello, all. Good to see you. Yeah, there's the here is the where is it? I found the Channel 7 news report here in Australia. Mother accused of drugging her baby blocked from accessing donations.
Her sadness over her sick child was raw and seemed genuine.
What the hell, my baby girl? She's so little. and she is riddled with tumours. I think she's having seizures and no one listened to me.
But this influencer mum is under investigation over explosive claims online that
Why can't we see her? Why are they blurring her? Why is she blurred here? This is weird. Why are they blurring both her and the husband? That's bizarre. They're social media. Like they're influencers. They don't need to, why do they need to be blurred?
influencer mum is under investigation over explosive claims online that she drugged the 1-year-old while accepting money meant to support her recovery.
Now, just to play the devil's advocate, drugging the baby is sensationalized headlines. She has the drugs that have been prescribed to the baby. You might be more accurate in reporting by saying she gave the baby the wrong dosage. Now that is in itself drugging, but it sounds like she did it. She gave the kid drugs. No. She was given drugs to limit or to mitigate the seizures this kid's having. I'm a doctor, by the way. I saw earlier that bitch who claimed that 3 Duke lacrosse players go. Okay.
We will progress the investigation as quickly as we can.
Police today confirming the girl is out of hospital and doing well.
The child's in safe.
Police today confirming the girl is...
Are they social distancing still? Why is this reporter so far away? That reminds me of 2020, right? The distance that they're all standing back. I guess it's a media...
Is out of hospital and doing well.
The child's in safe hands at the moment.
The family is now blocked from further accessing donations from online fundraisers as child protection officers sift through health records and talk to medical experts. Police won't reveal how long their investigation has been running for, but say given its complexities, it will stretch beyond Christmas.
I thought that there was something wrong with my child and I was just palmed off.
It's understood
So these are the videos that the nurses would have seen. So she wasn't palmed off. She was given drugs to mitigate the seizures. So to say, and I'm just looking at this from today, right? So we know that she had a kid that had issues. We know that it went to the hospital. We know that they prescribed these benzos. At that point, you can either just go ahead and administer them as you are prescribed, or you can jump on social media and make it look way gnarlier and way worse than what it is, and then give the kid a massive dose of them to keep this kid calmed down, let's just say. That's what I think's happening here.
Medical staff reported concerns the baby's illness may be a case of Munchausen syndrome by proxy.
It's a psychological disorder and it's marked by attention-seeking behaviour of a caregiver. They'll exaggerate, make up, falsify medical results.
7 News does not...
But okay, so that person they're saying it's the mother making it all up. How does that get to 2 brain surgeries? How do you fake it until 2 different surgeons, I'm assuming, operate on this kid as a 1-year-old? What do? They cut her head open and they start digging around. They go, oh, by the way, this looks completely normal. What? How do you fool surgeons?
Not suggest wrong.
I don't get that bit. I mean, she can extend it and exaggerate it, but to even get it off the line doesn't seem plausible.
Syndrome by proxy.
It's a psychological disorder and it's marked by attention-seeking behaviour of a caregiver. They'll exaggerate, make up, falsify medical results.
7 News does not suggest wrongdoing by either parent, just that an investigation is underway. Police urging caution over social media commentary on the case.
You are liable criminally and civilly for what you post on social media. Be aware of that.
As the search for answers...
Is that a warning to people saying that she's been drugging the baby? These are reports that are coming out. When did this news report come out? 3 weeks ago. Comments are turned off. Ooh. So I guess it's important to say that all these are allegations at this stage. Allegations. Fair enough.
Continues. Michael Hammond, 7 News.
Okay, interesting. Here are some allegations explained. This is by a channel called Radiant Brit. She's got comments turned on. This is a very interesting story.
Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about the Harris family, and this is going super viral online right now. You might have seen it come across your For You page.
Dale says, once it's criminal accusations and charges. Yeah. At this stage, it's all allegations, right? And they're obviously still doing their investigations. But what that cop was saying was that if you're commenting on this on social media, like I am right now, be very careful with your wording, right? You can't say this woman did this, did that. You can say it's alleged this woman has done this. And that's what I'm doing here. Like I said, I'm late to this. This story's already been rolling for a while. What I'm trying to do is catch up. And what I'm trying to say is it possible that the story got mixed up? Because it seems like, again, she's got a kid. There's obviously something wrong with the kid. She takes it to the hospital. They get prescribed these benzos. Then the potential for weird shit to start happening happens. She starts giving this kid those benzos. Perhaps she sees that it's, getting sympathy. She's posting it all online. She thinks, oh, okay, well, maybe I can use more of this sympathy. Maybe this can help with all the surgery. Yeah, no one deserves to be falsely accused. No. And all you can do is, you can speculate and you can commentate, but ultimately you've got to just wait for the results. There is an ongoing investigation and you just got to wait for those results. It's a very, very interesting case, though. Now that the husband's up and left, that's concerning. That's very concerning.
Or depending on who you follow, you might have heard other creators already talk about it, but this is extremely upsetting. We're going to be talking about a family vlogging channel that is at the center of some very dark allegations, specifically surrounding their young daughter. But I'd like to go over it with y'all, so if you're interested, please keep watching.
There's a lot of things about it that are like, if you say red flags, like the GoFundMe's been taken down. That's very interesting. There were 3 different GoFundMe's, 4 in total, and they concluded or, well, the last one's removed, right? That's concerning. Munchausen's is a form of abuse, absolutely. Wow, what an intro. I thought my internet was just sketching out. What did that say? This is an opinion-based commentary video. Opinions are not facts. Please do your own research into the subjects and never send hate or negativity to the people or brands are featured. She does this a lot then? This channel?
All right, you guys, so I've been reading many articles and many, taking in many different videos and perspectives on this situation, and I have not been this heartbroken or this upset for a child online in a while. The severe abuse that this poor child has gone through at the hands of her mother, allegedly, is something that one cannot fathom. No single person could fathom doing this to an innocent child.
Well, hold on. You probably should be careful about that, love. These are allegations. It's no need to get that upset. They're allegations until they're confounded.
Allanah Harris.
Confounded? That's the wrong word. Until they're confirmed. Confounded. If it's true, how could a mother do this to her child? Well, yeah, of course. If these allegations are true, then sure. Then you can go for this YouTuber to make this video. She has already concluded that this is all confirmed. And in my mind, I'm seeing the whole scope of the story, and I'm seeing some pretty weird anomalies, let's just say. Not going to let it emotionally tear me down, though.
Yes.
Dale, I'd love to hear Flo's take on this. He's a counsellor, if I remember correctly. Okay. Yeah.
Known as the Harris family on TikTok, when their page was still up, is, based on the claims that are being made, an absolute monster. So let's start at the top. Australian family influencer Allanah Harris, known online from the Harris family on TikTok, has been accused of drugging her 1-year-old daughter, who she claimed had a brain tumor. I will show some images, but of course, as always,
it hits me so hard that you can't say, like, when does it become drugging? If she has prescribed medicine, these benzos, they were prescribed to her, is that drugging? Now, if the dosage is over the exceeded recommendation, she's bad parenting. But is that drugging? Is that the definition of drugging? I guess it kind of is if you've got the drugs. Doesn't matter where you got them. But just the way it sounds is that she got these illicit drugs and injected them into a child. No, she was prescribed that medicine for the tumor, for the seizures. So, yeah.
I will blur out the child or the children's faces, but I will show some images. Allanah is a prominent figure and parent influencer on TikTok alongside husband Brock, where
I'd never heard of this woman before now.
her account, the Harris family, has garnered over 1 million followers by documenting their family life online with their 4 children. Allanah was kind of your run-of-the-mill family influencer, mommy vlogger, family vlogger kind of deal. She would make fancy lunches and everything looked like it was pretty much put together. These children were being taken care of, and she was just a parent sharing
So boring content, tedious content, but yet it rates.
her ups and downs and struggles, trials and tribulations with TikTok. But the things that we are now learning about, it was quite the opposite. Behind the scenes, this mother, and I use that term very loosely.
Oh, God, that's a stretch. She's got 3 other kids. Come on, give her a break. This, you know what's going to be really interesting? If we get a video from Brock, that I'm sure he's part of the investigation. But if he can speak, you know, either within the confines of the investigation or just outside of the investigation, and he can put up a video and explain it, that would be a bombshell, right? Because he's split from her. All their kids are in custody. So she's now alone. Why would they have taken the kids away? Unless the allegations are pretty severe, right? For the kids to be removed. I've seen a few people on DLive use phony illness. Yeah. I was going to open this video with that. You know, we've all seen the phony illnesses on, won't mention names. No, I wasn't going to mention names either, but we've seen it.
Her.
I saw it just recently from DLive on Twitter. I was like, it's still happening.
The things that were unfolding behind the scenes were heartbreaking. And there is a child that's going to have to deal with the repercussions of what her parents did to her, allegedly.
MD Whitten remembers, yeah. You know what else? Just a side note, I saw Sponge on Twitter. He's all for, he's back, and he's all about party.com, party with an I.com. I'm streaming there right now, by the way. But yeah, Sponge is flying the flag for party. It's funny. Same thing over again. Insert name of streaming platform here.
Content mainly focused on their care for their youngest daughter, Daisy, who they claimed had a brain tumor. Throughout her medical struggles, Allanah, Brock, and the rest of the Harris family have been asking their TikTok followers for help in...
I wonder where this claim, she said they claimed she had a brain tumor. How did that ever come? Like, where did that ever come from? There's obviously something wrong with the kid, but the kid's only 1 year. It was born last year. So is that, if the kid's born with a brain tumor, wouldn't that have kind of been picked up in that birthing session, like right there at the place of birth? Like they check children, right? The doctors do all that stuff, right? Are you telling me a brain tumor grew in a brand new baby in the space of like 8 months? Doesn't that just not kind of add up? A simple brain scan would show tumors. Yeah, and so if, and I'm not saying the kid doesn't have a brain tumor, but if it wasn't picked up when it was born, less than a year earlier, and then to jump to the conclusion that, oh, it's a brain tumor, well, then wouldn't you go and get the MRI and all the scans, and then the doctor would confirm, yes, your child has a tumor. I feel like that step might have been skipped.
Covering her medical expenses, even starting a GoFundMe fundraiser.
I was told that our daughter's brain is covered in tumours, and what is worse is that we found this out on the same.
Is she okay? It's almost a kitchen floor video. She's not on the floor though. She's in the kitchen though. Are these fake tears? Are these tears without any actual liquid? Trigger warning: Daisy being diagnosed with brain tumors. So she was diagnosed. Okay. Well, that clarifies that then.
Fundraiser.
I was told that our daughter's brain is covered in tumours, and what is worse is that we found this out on the same day that our other daughter passed away 4 years ago. I don't know whether that's like Lily saying that she's here with us.
What? That's news. So they had a child that died? By the way, these are phony tears, aren't they? I'm crying. I'm really crying. You're not crying. You're not crying.
Or if it's just a really shitty day. But I need a coffee. Let's make a coffee together.
You can use an affiliate code for the coffee beans down below.
I also don't have a coffee machine, and I really need a new coffee together. I also don't have a coffee machine, and I really need a new coffee.
Wow, she's not very likable, is she? I don't know much about this woman, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Are you crying about the coffee or the tumours now?
Like, I really need a real coffee right now.
Oh, what a terrible dilemma. You're on the Sunshine Coast. I'm sure you could go to any cafe and get one.
But I've just got the stick ones. It's gonna have to do.
I've had conversations in the past about parents that
not only is that awkward, that is cringe as shit. Not crying, MD. Yeah, she's not crying.
Sick children as a way to get clicks, views, sympathy, money, as a way to sell merch, whatever. And I've kind of taken the road, and I've kind of thought about this more current day, but I've typically taken the road of, I'm not going to dogpile on a parent who has a terminally ill child. And I understand.
You kind of are, though. She kind of is on this video.
Understand that child loss is a very triggering topic. It's very upsetting, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy. While I will not pile on somebody who has a terminally ill child.
What did the other kid die of? That could be a bit of a clue too. Like they said that she had a 4-year-old that died. What did the 4-year-old die of? I mean, if it's a brain tumor, then wow, like that's hereditary.
I also hold back a reservation to say you shouldn't be using your dying child for clicks and views. You shouldn't be using every sickness for clicks and views. It's
kind of a fine line, isn't it? She's explaining her moral compass, but not everyone's moral compass is aligned the same, for good or bad, right? She's saying you shouldn't be using your kid's sickness for views. I mean, some people might say that's fine to do. Everyone's moral compass has to align somewhere. Did she become the moral compass placement holder judge? Kind of.
Reported that Allanah has been accused of drugging her daughter, actually leading to her being hospitalized for months, suffering from seizures, and undergoing 2 brain surgeries.
I'd love to know the timeline of when the kid got sick. On social media, what was the reporting on social media? Did she come in saying, my kid's really, really ill, we're going to the hospital? Or did she just come out straight away and say, my kid's got a tumor? Because if she went, my kid's really sick, we're taking it to the hospital, we've got to work this shit out, I won't be posting for a while, that's fine. That adds up, right? and then the hospital says, "Oh, your kid's got multiple tumors on her brain. We're going to need to give her these drugs. We're going to have to come back and monitor this situation." Blah blah blah. That's all normal, right? And then for an influencer, the normal step would be to go ahead and then use that as content. Which I'm just saying. I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. This woman has the moral compass where she wants it aligned, this YouTuber. But I'm just saying, if that timeline sort of checked out, that maybe she announced it, kid's really ill, doesn't seem to be getting better, we don't know what to do, we're going to the hospital. Hospital comes back, says, your kid's got these tumors, unfortunately. Here are the drugs that you're going to need to administer. And then she comes home and says, hey guys, I want to keep you informed of all this crap, but yeah, we've got to do this, and it's pretty gnarly. I don't personally see anything wrong with that. If then it goes on from there and the accusations are allegedly that she did inject all those drugs and make it worse, I'm just kind of curious as to how it goes from that point to having 2 brain surgeries, because that's a big jump, right? And now they're alleging that the brain surgeries were not required. That's very, very concerning. Why make it so public? Well, she's an influencer, so everything's public. Yeah.
I would like to insert as well that those 2 brain surgeries that are very serious and super scary were exploratory, because the doctors had no clue what was going on. So they were doing exploratory surgeries to try to figure out what was happening when allegedly Allanah was at the root of everything.
Well, that's information that we hadn't had before. So the doctors made the decision to go in and do surgery because they were baffled at what they were seeing on the outside, the external, the way it manifested itself on her outside of her body. We've got to go in. Just again, it goes back to this MRI stuff. Shouldn't they have done before you cut open a baby's head, isn't there a way to do some kind of non-invasive research? I knew it. I mean, yeah. Okay, so if that's true, and I guess, I don't know how she knows that because medical records are not public. I don't know. Unless the doctors came out speaking. I mean, I know the nurses spoke, but if the doctors came out and spoke, very interesting.
The allegations came to light after an anonymous whistleblower shared personal details about the family on social media. A screenshot of a text message read, "Got some Harris family goss for you." So the mom and dad have drugged Daisy the whole time. And I would like to say I don't like how it's labeled family goss, as if this is some kind of gossip.
Right. So this is the nurse. We've already heard about this, yeah?
This is actual child abuse. It is not gossip. It's not drama. It's not tea. But I am reading it verbatim. Some of the nurses started following her Insta page / TikTok and was like, no, she's spreading false info. She doesn't even have brain tumors, and she was never in palliative care. After her last brain surgery, which found nothing, the children's...
Did that just say she doesn't have brain tumors?
She's spreading false info. She doesn't even have brain tumors.
That's coming from the nurse that doesn't have brain tumors? Isn't the CAT scan the same as a friend? Yeah, Doug. It's exactly the same. And flossing your teeth is the same as open heart surgery.
And she was never in palliative care. After her last brain surgery, which found nothing, the Children's Hospital decided to run a...
I still cannot get to this brain surgery. I cannot get there. How does it get from a kid who's got something wrong with her to cutting open a brain? Like that just seems... That seems like the last resort. Hey, we're going to try this, we're going to try that, we're going to assess this, we're going to fly in this specialist, we're going to do this, and if it all comes down to it, we'll have to do open brain surgery. That's the final, and that's what we'll do. But to do that as an exploratory step, like, oh, we don't know what's going on, better cut her open, cut that head open, we don't know what is happening. It just seems like it doesn't, there's something missing here from this story. There's something of this puzzle not adding up.
Toxicology report, and it showed that Daisy had a high reading for benzodiazepines. Kids have been taken off them, and I'm not too sure where the mom and dad are. However, Daisy is under the care of child protection and is still in the hospital awake, sitting up, eating, being a normal 1-year-old. And I would also like to add, there were 4 children in this family. At this point in time, all of the children are out of the care of the parents because of everything that has been.
What, there's 5 in total, including the one that died? So they've had 4 other kids, 5 in total.
Uncovered. Fans quickly got worried about Brock, who seemingly disappeared and was declared AWOL by his niece, who admitted the family had heard what was happening, but Brock had gone missing. However, he soon reappeared online and released a public statement denying any involvement in Allannah's alleged actions, though appearing to confirm them to be true.
Appearing to confirm them to be true. So not actually confirming. He hasn't come out saying that yes, she did this, but he's alluding to it.
I had no idea about what Allanah was doing to Daisy. I pushed for those surgeries because I thought they were necessary. He added that while he may not be to everyone's liking, he has been a good dad to the kids. He expressed regret for not realizing the situation quickly enough to help. He added, the children have been taken into custody under speculation. I potentially had something to do with this. On everything I have ever known and ever loved, I had no idea what Allanah was doing. Allanah, you're an absolute monster. You win. To all 4 of my beautiful, beautiful children.
You win. Why would he say you win? What is she winning at? Allanah, you're an absolute monster. You win. You win what? I don't get that. What would that be in reference to? You win. Allanah, you're an absolute monster. You win.
Allanah, you're an absolute monster. You win. To all 4 of my beautiful, beautiful children, love you so dearly. I'm so sorry. Allannah's documentation of her
I wonder what her other kids have to say. Like, what are the ages of their other kids?
Children's health struggles had drawn criticism in the past, with some accusing her of exploiting their pain for clout and financial gain. Their TikTok and other social media platforms have also been deleted. While fans seem invested in the story, neither police nor CPS have confirmed if this is true.
In my life, because Ellie just had a seizure and went blue in my arms. When we got to the hospital,
Ellie, another kid, had a seizure and went blue in her arms.
Ellie just had a seizure and went blue in my arms.
Is she really crying while driving? Is that what we're supposed to believe? She's in the left-hand side of the car, so she's not the driver, unless it's flipped.
Ellie just had a seizure and went blue.
We drive on the right-hand side of the road here in Australia. Sorry, on the right-hand side of the car, on the left-hand side of the road. So that she might be a passenger at that point. But again, there's crying without tears. They're good with that, these influencers.
Nor CPS have confirmed if this is true.
In my life, because Ellie just had a seizure and went blue in my arms. When we got to the hospital, her temperature was still over 40 degrees and it didn't come down for like several hours. She was so hot and sweaty, but she just wanted to cuddle us. In the last couple of months, our lives have changed so much. We have gone from living normal lives to now living in the hospital. Daisy is now...
Wait, is that the same chick? That's not the same chick. Wow. I mean, she looks way better with makeup and her hair done. Looks like a different person. Holy moly, look at the nose. The nose... Is that the same person? Yeah, the nose kind of looks a little fatter. Okay.
So much. We have gone from living normal lives to now living in the hospital. Daisy is now having seizures that last anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours at a time, and she's having more than one of these a day. I kept getting notifications from my PO box to come.
Wow. So strange. These seizures, there must be reports on what the seizures were.
At a time, and she's having more than one of these a day. I kept getting notifications from my PO box to come and collect my stuff, so I thought I could do a bit of a haul in another video.
Wow. Okay. No tears.
And that's what we know as of right now. Of course,
It's not really compelling evidence, but anyway.
throughout this video, I will insert a couple of her videos so that you can see her fake crying with no tears, whining over not having a good enough coffee maker, utilizing their other child. They had another daughter who died in between 4 and 5 years ago now, using that.
I wonder if that was documented. They're going to dig back the archives and see what happened around 4 to 5 years ago. Did she have anything to do with that kid's death?
Daughter as a way to try to connect what was going on with, allegedly with Daisy.
Interesting.
She was trying to connect the dots and use it as a way to say, oh my God, well, I've already gone through child loss, so maybe this child is trying to send a signal or send a sign. And that is why...
Yeah, because all 1-year-olds want to send signals like that.
This baby is sick while allegedly filling the...
It's probably the ghost of the dead child coming back to, you know...
This baby full of benzos to the point where she would pass out. When she did go to the doctor, she was not...
She'll claim something like, well, yes, I did inject my baby full of benzos, but I was in a trance-like state. I believe it was my other child who'd passed away 4 years earlier, coming from the ghost stage and entering my body and acting on behalf of me. Wasn't me doing it.
Not awake. She was totally out of it. And
you know what she could do then? She could also get those guys that come in and do the ghost hunting stuff, the awake at 3 a.m. ghost sort of, you know, let's wait and see if we can find the ghost of Ellie and she can come and administer more. She could get the views, I'm saying, like the ghost hunting stuff. Do it in a house that they used to live in an abandoned house or something. That's at 3 a.m., the witching hour. You're done. You're good.
A lot of people
Gone emotional.
are calling this Munchausen by proxy. And of course, anytime you talk about Munchausen by proxy, automatically people go to Dee Dee Blanchard and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I would like to remind everybody, this is not a video about Gypsy. Dee Dee Blanchard was diagnosed with Munchausen long after her unaliving. Dee Dee Blanchard was diagnosed as a way to present something to the court that might stick. Gypsy Rose's legal team came out with Munchausen as a way to present things in court so that things would...
So what she's saying is that you can't use the same argument here because it's a current situation, whereas that's after the fact.
Or in favor of Gypsy, and as we know, she didn't serve nearly enough time, and she has been released and continued to be a gremlin on social media. In a lot of the videos, you can see Allanah just fake crying and why are you wiping your eyes and there's no tears? You guys will see that in the videos that I splice in.
Girls do that though. Girls often like touch their face. The makeup could be moving or something. I don't know.
Throughout this woman is absolutely... If this is what happened, she needs to be put away from not only her own children, but everybody else. This is somebody that obviously needs help. And while she has not been clinically diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy, it's very clear that this was to get attention and donations to the GoFundMe and comments and sympathy.
It's very interesting that the GoFundMes are removed. That's either she removed them. I mean, that would be interesting to find out who did the removing. And what happens when a GoFundMe gets removed? Does the money go back to the donators?
And you know, unfortunately, if you share with social media that you have a sick child, a lot of people are going to take your word at face value. And that sucks for the other parents that are sharing their lives without exploiting their children, but they're sharing their lives as parents, possibly of a sick child. That is going to cast a shadow upon all of those parents.
I think the message or the story or the moral here is that if you're going to share, like if you're going to do the family vlog sort of stuff and you're going to share all that kind of content, you have to build years and years of trust, and you have to build years and years of foundations so that when something like this happens, you can do the right thing and your audience knows you're doing the right thing. So like the way I'd look at this is if this actually happened, the better thing for her to do would have been to say, hey dudes, I've got this pretty intense situation going on. Me and Brock, we're going to deal with this. I'm probably going to be offline for a little while. You know, I'm not going to post much until we get some kind of conclusion, some kind of remedy, some solution, something to report. Right now, though, we've got to focus on doing what we need to do for the baby. So I'm not going to be around for a while. But instead, you know, she hasn't got that much she hasn't got enough she hasn't got the proof of that yet. I don't know how long she was online for, but if she hasn't built up this repertoire and this trust and this level of communication with her audience, then you know you have to ask yourself what else has she been lying about? The whole thing, the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm obviously looking at it and thinking about me online. You know, I put most of my shit online, but I've never lied about anything, and it's always been up front. And you know, like I guess I'm just thinking about the trip. You know, like when that all went down, and like you have to have enough in the bank that you can say, well, look, you know that I'm trustworthy, so just trust me at this point. I've got to do some things and I'll be back when I'm done. That's how I look at it. Anyway, I might be looking at it the wrong way, but
with some people, not everybody.
And when I said enough in the bank, I meant enough goodwill in the bank, not cash. I mean that helps, but I'm saying you've proven yourself over the years of creating a social media presence that when something happens, you can then rely on what you've created to inform your audience that I'm not trying to fuck you guys over. I'm actually having to deal with something. And there's not going to be fake tears on the kitchen floor. There's going to be legitimate me missing. I think I've kind of done this to you guys. I've said, I'm not going to be around so much anymore. I'm going to be busy working. I'm going to save money for this trip, blah, blah, blah. And then when I come back, it's all go. You know, we're back on deck. Pathological liars often lie so often they start to believe their own bullshit. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. Yep.
But with some people, they're going to think of, well, last time I was following the Harris family and I thought that everything was transparent, and we see what that mother was doing. And I do think there's a way to share your perspective as a parent of a sick child without it exploiting the child or oversharing or trying to utilize it as a way to build a brand or buy a mansion or
but what she's getting wrong here is that is what the family vlog is. They're using the family, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. They're using that as the content. So if this woman is gonna say you can't do that, then you can't do a family vlog. You need to either be able to do it and do it all its warts and glory, all the good and all the bad, but you need the trust and you need the respect of the audience first. And that only comes with, I guess, years of it. You can't just, that's what I'm saying, like, where did she come from? How long has she been doing it for?
A bunch of money or whatever you're.
Because this is this woman's being very preachy right now. She's like, And I think that the moral compass says you shouldn't be able to use your children in family vlogs. You shouldn't be able to. Well, that's not your decision to make. That's up to the content creator and YouTube if you breach YouTube's guidelines. Using children that way is a gray area. They have no real say in the use. So that's interesting that you should bring that up, Dale, because there is that law that just came through where children now, I think it's the States. I think it happened in, might even be, well, there's the Australian social media law, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. But the children now can retroactively claim income from when they appeared in their family vlogs under the age and without the ability to say I don't want to be included in family vlogs. I don't want to be a child star. Now they can retroactively claim income from those years. So that's pretty cool. But it is a gray area for sure. But I don't think it's this person's. She's not the one to come out saying you can't do this, you can't do that. Moral compass, It's not her choice. It's not her decision.
Deal is. That is what's going on as of right now. I will continue to follow this and provide updates. As tough as it is to cover such a heavy topic, I feel like it's important, and I feel it's
heavy, but these are allegations at this point. We're not talking about fact. At this point, you can have your emotional video if it comes out that the facts and the allegations are now truthful and there's the documents to prove it. But at this stage, all of this is just speculation. So I don't know. I'd calm down a little. Radiant Brit. Either way, I feel like we've kind of, unless there's anything new, let me just do a search for Allanah Harris and just go relevance, filters, upload date, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So there's no news. Let's just do a Google searchy search. Allanah Harris. Allanah, how do you spell? 2 L's? Allanah Harris. In the news. 30th September. Tools sorted by recent, past 24 hours. Nope. Past week. Nope. Past month. Okay, so 3 weeks ago. So there's no further news to this story at this stage. I mean, we can't add any more information. There isn't anything to add. I think we've kind of done what we can. We've looked into it. We've sort of seen what the allegations are. We've seen the most current updates. Brock split. The kids are in custody. Social media has gone silent. GoFundMe's are stopped. Did they get returned and refunded? We don't know. I'd like the questions I have, or the questions I'd like answered, is when the initial doctor's reports came in, what did the kid get diagnosed with? That would be very interesting to read. Were the tumors real? Was the benzos to treat the tumors or to treat the seizures? If it was to treat the seizures, what were the seizures? Mild form of epilepsy is what we saw. I want to see confirmation. We also want to see what the other kids are saying, right? She's got other kids. They're seeing stuff. What are they seeing? What are they saying? They're in custody. They're not in custody. They're removed from her custody. So they've got stories to tell. Mainly, though, what about Brodsky? Where's Brodsky? What's he got to say? I mean, if he's distancing himself and he said he didn't know anything about it, he is the smoking gun here. He could shed so much light on this that it would be case closed, right? Or bring forward some damning evidence to say, here's what happened and here we have the evidence. That would be game changer. HIPAA laws in the US prevent medical info from being released publicly. Exactly. And that's the same here in Australia. I don't think we call it HIPAA, but it's the same. Yeah, it's an invasion of privacy. Exactly. So potentially, unless we have further whistleblowers from the nursing community that come out, which is how this kind of came to light initially, we'll find an investigation and there'll be reports in the investigation, but that's about as all we'll get. Oh, wow. what an interesting story. And I want to thank Shyla for bringing it to my attention. Like I said, she's always the social media sleuth like that. She's got she's drip feeding into the zeitgeist. She's got it all. So thank you, Shyla, for bringing it to my attention. I'm going to get out of here now, though. Am I going to stream later on Kick? Maybe not tonight. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to. If I do, I will. If I don't, I didn't. And if I will, I am, and you'll be there. But if I'm not, then I'm not, and you're not there either. You can like, share, and subscribe to this, though, and I'll see you all on the next stream, or I've got a few little uploads coming your way as well, so I'll see you soon, skins. Cheers. Get him out of there. I want a beer.